Fine guys. We shall start with chapter 2, which talks about scope of total income and residential status. So two different topics we'll be learning in this chapter. First part, I would be covering residential status. Once we are done with it, then we will go back to scope of total income. So first, like section 6 talks about residential status and scope of total income is given in section 5. But I will be going vice versa. First, I will be doing 6 because 5 dependent on 6. 5 is depending on 6. Section 5 will tell what income is taxable in India, which depends on your residential status. So it is first very much important for us to understand who is resident, who is not resident, or when I am called as resident. That is very important for us to understand. Once we cover 6, then we will go back to 5 and learn it. Okay, which is the second part for me in this chapter. Now come to your notebook where you have written the section number. Take down. We are done till 2, I guess, na? Right, 3. What is 3? What does section 3 talks about? Residential status. Previous year. 1 and 2 is done. Now 3. Previous year. Previous year. Next 4. What is 4? General charging section. General charging section. General charging section. Next 5. Scope of total income. Scope of total income. Next 6. Residential status. Residential status. Residential status. So these 2 sections will be covering in this chapter, guys. Remaining first 4 we have already done, and 2 will go on. Okay, journey will go on. Wherever the terms we will encounter, we'll be seeing the definition of that term. So this section, we are not done with full. Only few definitions we have seen. Some more definitions we will be learning in the respective chapter, guys. Now, in this second chapter, we would be covering these 2 sections. Along with even, because 5 is connected to some more sections like 7, 9 and all, we will cover that also. 7 as well as 9. So along with 5, we will also cover the 7 as well as 9. Sir, one I had already told you, no, madam. Short title, extent and commencement. I told 1 and 2 in the previous class. 1 is short title, extent and commencement. 2 is definitions. Sir, can you repeat 4? 4 general charging section. General charging section. Sir, how many per inter level? We'll see, madam. Okay, so we'll go one section by section. Not all 298 is covered for you. You need not worry. Mainly till 80. Okay, mainly till 80 is covered. But after that also few sections are covered. After that also not every section, but few sections are covered. Okay, chalo. Fine, guys. Hope it is clear for whoever asked for Naina and Kirtan and all. Yes, let us start with. Section 4 of the Act implies that the total income of the previous year of every person shall be charged to income tax at the rate prescribed at the Finance Act as applicable to the relevant assessment year. Agree? And which is the Finance Act applicable for you guys? 2023. That is, what is the previous year? 23-24. What is the assessment year? 24-25. I have already told you guys, please don't get confused, because before you write the exam, there will be one more Finance Act passed. Finance Act 2024. Sir, will that be applicable? No. Whatever we are studying in the class will be applicable for your exams. In between, if there is any changes, not through Finance Act 2024, but in the next 1 or 2 months or some changes are there, Institute, that is ICAI, will come out with something called as statutory update. They will come out with something called as statutory update. So immediately I will also make a video on that and it will be updated in the app. Okay. So if at all, if there is any changes, I'm telling, okay. So whatever I am doing is as per the May 24 syllabus only. So you need not worry about, sir, should we update anything? Should we cover anything extra and all? No. If there is anything like that, then institute will come out with statutory update. So I will also make a video on that and will update in the app, which you guys can go through. Okay. If at all, if it is there, I'm telling. Yeah. But clearly, sir, is Finance Act 2024 applicable for us? Definitely not, guys. Okay, any content or the provisions which is applicable for you is as per Finance Act 2023. But actually 2024 is an election year, so there can be a two budget. Okay, normally it will be two budget in the year of election. One is before the election, one is after the election. Okay, because normally it will be done in February, na budget. So before election. Okay, after election, again it depends. So which government is coming, they may again come out with another budget or another Finance Act. Normally in the election year, two budget will be there or two Finance Act will be there, but both of them will not affect your exams. Both will not affect your exams, guys. Chalo. Next, the meaning on scope of expression of total income is contained in section 5. Means what is total income? How do we calculate it? See, simple. Section 5 will tell, sir, if you have any income, is it taxable in India? You would have earned it in India or outside India, you would have received it. So depending upon the category, is it taxable in India is what section 5 is telling. But that depends on your residential status. Whether are you a resident in India or non-resident in India. The total income of an assessee cannot be determined unless we know what? Residential status in India during the previous year. Now, sir, should we determine the residential status first? Yes. When? It is not a lifetime. It is for every year. Okay, now you guys have to determine the residential status for which year? 23-24. So now assume in the previous year 23-24 is a resident. Will he become a resident forever? No. We have to check it for each and every year separately. Okay, so just because he was a resident in the last year doesn't mean that he will be resident in the current year also. So residential status has to be checked for each and every year. So now we have to check for our previous year, which is your previous year, 23-24. The scope of total income and consequently the liability to income tax also depends upon the following facts. Whether the income accrues, that accrues means earned, or received in India or outside. It means where you have earned the income, where have you received it, that is also important. Then the exact place and point of time at which accrual or receipt of income takes place, means where did you earn it, and also when it is earned or received it, during the previous year or past, because we target only the income which is earned in the current year. If something is earned in the past, normally you would have paid tax on it. If you are not paid in the tax in the past year, then we will consider it as undisclosed in the income in the current year. So we normally target what? The income earned in the previous year, 23-24. Then the residential status of the assessee. So what income is taxable in India, or how do we compute total income, depends on these three criteria, guys. So the first two we will be covering it later. Now our main target is to cover residential status. That is the third point. Very important. In the exam, one or the other, either MCQ or descriptive, one question at least will be there on the residential status, guys. So residential status has totally 7 subsections. It has totally 7 subsections. Especially for individual, it is important. Okay, because that is more confusing. Okay, so in institute also will target where the areas where it is more challenging for the students to check how well you are prepared. So for individual, so for each category of person, we have seen who is person in section 2 clause 31 now. For each category of that person, we will check the residential status. Okay, and it is based on different criteria. It is not same for everyone. For individual especially, it is based on how many days did you stay in India. How many days did you stay in India during previous year 23-24? Clear? Which is important. Let us see. Residential status, section 6. The incidence. What is incidence, guys? Liability to pay tax. The incidence of tax of a person depends on residential status. Under Income Tax Act, should I pay tax depends on my residential status. Means in India, I am telling. Okay. An assessee's residential status must be determined with reference to the previous year in respect of which the income is sought to be taxed. And which is that previous year for you? 23-24. Provisions in connection with residential status are given under section 6 of this act. Sure. First I will explain, guys, the individual part especially. First we will be covering it. It's bit challenging, so please be very attentive. Next 5 minutes, just listen to me. Okay, put your pens down, drop your pens. I will just explain. Listen to me first. Once I am done with my explanation, if there is any doubt, I will answer. Because most of your doubts might be answered in the process. Okay, this I have just taken for my explanation. Now, guys, so we are checking the residential status for which year? 23-24. So first we have to see an individual, means you and me, natural human beings. Okay, in the previous year 23-24, how many days I was in India? In the previous year 23-24, that is the current year for you, how many days you were in India? Now, there are two conditions given under section 6 subsection 1. They have given two conditions. They have given how many conditions? Two conditions. Even if you satisfy one condition, you will become resident. You will become resident. So in between two conditions, what is there? Or is there. Or is there. So or, you know, no interpretation of statutes. Okay. Or means any one condition if you satisfy, you will become residents. Sir, what are those two conditions? You should be in India during the previous year for 182 days or more. Which year? Previous year. Which is your previous year? 23-24. Now, sir, that 182 days, is it continuous? Once I come to India, should it be continuous? No. Okay. Anytime you come, go, totally how many days you were in India. Okay. And while counting number of days of stay in India for any point, not only first point, for any point, the day you come to India, the day you departure from India is considered to be in India, irrespective of time. Irrespective of time, means when I am leaving, I will not see when exactly did I cross India. Oh, 12 o'clock, I am in India. Okay, irrespective of that time, the day you are leaving India, the day you are arriving into India is considered to be in India. Full day, no time and all, no proportionate, nothing. Full day is considered to be in India. Clear for any points? Okay, sir. Let me repeat the first point. During previous year 23, see in the law they have just mentioned the word previous year. But for you guys, I am stressing on your previous year, which is your previous year, 23-24. They have not used 23-24 in the law. Okay, but for you, always it is 23-24 for your calculations. Okay. Yeah. Now, section 6 subsection 1 talks about the residential status of individual, which depends on how many days did that individual stay in India during the previous year. Now we have to check the residential status of the individual during our previous year, which is 23-24. So we are checking in that year how many days did he or she stayed in India. So section 6 subsection 1 is giving two conditions. Even if one condition is satisfied, yes, that individual is resident in India. Sir, what is that first condition? 182 days or more during a previous year. 182 or more. Exactly 182 is also fine. Exactly 182 also is fine. Now, sir, should this 182 be continuous? Need not. Okay, totally in a year, how many days that individual was in India? That is, they may come India, they may go outside India. So totally how many days you were in India. And while counting number of days of stay in India, the date of departure as well as date of arrival in India is considered to be fully in India, irrespective of the time. Then coming to, if first condition is not satisfied, then check second. Sir, what if first condition is satisfied? Straight away resident, no need to check second one. Clear? Yes, sir. Now coming to second condition, you will come to second only if first is not satisfied, because any one, not both, any one. Just a second. Now coming to second condition, what is it telling? 60 days or more in the previous year, that is 23-24. When? Previous year 23-24. That is, during this year you should be in India for 60 or more. Fine, sir. And there is one more condition. In second point only, one more condition. What is it, sir? Last 4 years. Leave 23-24 now. In the last 4 years, they should be in India for at least 365 days. At least 365 days. There are two cumulative condition in the second point. Please be careful. Sir, both should be satisfied? Yes. For example, sir, in the previous year, assume I was in India for 80 days. Did I satisfy this part? Yes. But in the last 4 years, I was in India only for 300 days. Sir. Did I satisfy the second part? No. Hence, second condition is not satisfied. Second condition is not satisfied. Hope you understood. So second condition has two cumulative points. Both has to be satisfied. Clear? Both has to be satisfied because in between that what is there? And is there. In between and is there. Hope you guys got it. So we call this as basic conditions, guys. What do we call it as? Basic conditions. What are those two basic conditions? 182 days or more in the previous year. If that is not satisfied, second, 60 days or more during the previous year, or and 365 days or more to preceding 4 years. Sir, while count, shit. Again, 6.1 has two basic conditions. What are those? If you satisfy both, any one, you will become a resident in India. What are those? 180 days, 182 days or more. When? Previous. 60 days or more. Previous. And 365 days. Good. And sir, that 365 should it be continuous? No. All 4 years put together, 365. Sir, out of 4 years, 1 year fully I was in India, sir. 365 satisfied. Okay. Sir, no, sir. Every year 100 days, sir. Totally 400 days satisfied. Okay. Yes. Now, once you become a resident, if you satisfy any one condition, you will become what? Resident. Sir, is it final? No. We have to check whether I am an ordinary resident or not. Okay. So, just a second. I will clear all this. So, once if you satisfy any one condition given under section 6.1, you will become resident. You will become resident. Once you become resident, you have to go to section 6.6, which gives you additional conditions to check whether you are ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. Ordinary or not ordinary, not extraordinary, not ordinary. Clear? Yes, sir. So, sir, what if I am a non-resident? For example, both the condition under 6.1 is not satisfied, sir. Then you are a non-resident straight away. Non-resident. Should I check anything addition? Not required. Clear? So, additional condition is required only when you are satisfied any one condition given under section 6.1. Okay, if you are not satisfied both, you are straight away non-resident. You are straight away non-resident. Okay, sir. Now, assuming you have satisfied any one condition given under section 6.1, now we are checking the additional condition. Even in additional, there are two conditions, both cumulative. Both cumulative. In between both the condition, what is there? And is there. Means you have to satisfy both. If you satisfy both, you will become what? Ordinary resident. Sir, if I don't satisfy both, or if I don't satisfy one, what I will be? Not ordinary resident. Not ordinary resident. Sir, what are those conditions, sir? Please pay attention. Are you guys paying? Yes, sir. Okay, I am only answering. Chalo. First condition, resident for at least 2 years out of the last 10 years. And the 10 years is what, sir? Preceding the previous year. Which is your previous year? 23-24. Leave it. 6.1 is targeting that year. Okay. Now again 6.6 also is targeting that only. It will not make any sense. Okay. They are targeting what? Your history. Your history. In the past, how many years you were resident? In the past, how many days you were in India? So first condition is what? Leave 23-24. Yes, we are checking the residential status for 23-24. But to check that, we are going back to the last 10 years and we are seeing in that last 10 years, at least 2 years you should be resident. At least 2 years. It can be more than that, but at least 2 years. Clear? Yes. So in that last 10 years, guys, come on, listen here. In the last 10 years, when you would have become resident, if you have satisfied any one condition here in that year, if you have satisfied any one condition given under section 6.1 in that respective year, you would have become a resident. Yes. So to check whether he was resident in that year, we would have already done it. But for exam purpose, if they ask, what we have to do? We have to check whether did he or she satisfy section 6 subsection 1 conditions in that respective year. in that respective year. Sir, will they ask it? No. It is just based on some common sense which we have to use, which I will tell you. Okay, they would have told he is in India from last 10 years and all. So it is understood that you would be resident in last 2 years at least. Okay, like that. So some bit of common sense which we have to use there when it comes to problems. I will teach you there when I go to the problems. Come on, guys. What is the first condition? The person or individual should be a resident at least for 2 years out of last 10 years. Clear? Sir, how will I get to know he was a resident? Check the section 6 subsection 1 conditions for the last 10 years. At least 2 years you should have satisfied. Clear? Yes, sir. Then what is the second condition? And you will go to second condition only when you are satisfied first. Sir, what if I have violated first only? I am not satisfied first only. Then straight away you are a not ordinary resident. Straight away you are a not ordinary resident. Again, don't waste your energy by checking the second condition. Clear? Yes, sir. Assuming first condition is satisfied, what do? Go and check second condition. What is second condition telling? Again, leave that 23-24. Go back to last 7 years. Go back to last 7 years. In that last 7 years, how many days you should be in India? 730 or more. 730 or more. So what is it telling? 730 or more during 7 years preceding 23-24. Leave 23-24. Okay, you should, including not 23-24. Leave 23-24 preceding 7 years. Preceding 7 years. So please be careful. Under both the conditions as per section 6.6, it is excluding 23-24. That is our current year because it is mainly targeted in 6.1. Again, if I consider 23-24 even in additional condition, it will not make any sense. Agree? Yeah? Yes, sir. Chalo guys, we'll quickly repeat this once and then go ahead. For individual, when he or she is said to be resident in India is, as per 6 subsection 1, there are 2 basic conditions. If any one condition is satisfied, they are said to be resident in India. What are those, sir? 182 days or more during previous year. Need not be continuous. Okay. Sir, if that is not satisfied, check second. What is it? 60 days or more during previous year. And 365 days or more during 4 years preceding the previous year. Next. Sir, if once the individual satisfy any one condition, he becomes resident. Should we check anything else? Yes, we should check whether he is ordinary or not ordinary. For which we have to refer to section 6.6, which gives additional conditions, cumulative. Means only if you satisfy both the condition, you will become ordinary resident. If not, not ordinary resident. Not ordinary resident, guys. Okay. Sir, what are those 2 conditions? An individual should be resident for at least 2 years out of the last 10 years. For which we have to again refer back to 6.1 for that year. Okay. Then second condition is 730 days or more during 7 years preceding the previous year. Preceding the previous year. Means, sir, again that 730 should it be continuous? No. Wherever days are there, it need not be continuous, guys. All 7 years put together, it is 730 days. Sir, what I was in India for 2 complete years, sir? 730 satisfied. 730 satisfied. And it is easy to remember the numbers also, guys. Okay, first condition is 182 days, like approximately half year. Okay, not exactly half year, approximately half year. Okay, like 182. Please remember the exact number. Then 60 days, 2 months. Then 1 full year, 365. 365 into 2, 730. That is what is there here. Okay, simple. You should be resident at least for 2 years. Okay, so 365 into 2 is what? 730. This is just a shortcut. Okay, because sometimes you may get confused. Sir, is it 730 or 630, something like that. So just remember it a shortcut. Clear? Yes, sir. So this is individual conditions, guys. Okay, and both has to be satisfied. Sir, what if one is satisfied but not the other? You are straight away not ordinary resident. Next. This is what the conditions are. Under 6 subsection 1, there are exceptions. There are exceptions where they are telling second condition is not applicable. Look into you need not look into books. We will go through it. First listen here. Okay, I am trying to explain. I can straight away go through the book only. But I just want you to understand first, then we will go through there. Okay. Yeah, I just clear this. Yeah, what is 6.1 telling, guys? Sir, if you satisfy any one condition, you will become resident. But in two scenarios, okay, there are two exceptions where they are telling second condition is not applicable. That means whoever is covered in that exception, they have told who is covered there. Okay, so if an individual is covered in that exception, they will become resident only when they satisfy first condition. Sir, if they don't satisfy first condition, straight away non-resident. Straight away non-resident. Hope it is clear for you. Yeah, yes. So if there is any doubt, I will take up once this is completely done, guys. Okay, because most of your answers might be answered in this process. The doubts. Yeah. Now come to the provisions. We will go through what is given in the section. 9, it need not be continuous. I told you it can be totally 730 days, madam. Even if you are totally for 2 years continuously, straight away satisfied. Sir, every year 200 days, sir. Every year 150 days, sir. Satisfied. No. Totally out of 7 years, 730 days.
No, sir. 2 years, complete 2 years or days combined 2 years?
See, that is totally out of 7 years, sir. 730 days.
Out of the 10 years.
So, resident should it be continuous?
No, complete 2 years or it can be in pieces like.
No, Baba. See, 1 year you can either be resident or non-resident. It is not like for half year you will be resident, half year you will be non-resident. For one particular year, you will be either resident or non-resident. Agree na?
What if somebody lives for 6 months in India and 6 months outside India?
Resident in India, na 182 days.
Okay, resident.
Huh.
Then how will you satisfy the second condition, the first condition or the second?
Why should he satisfy that? No, Baba. Okay, let me answer him. Okay, see, that is what we are telling. Okay, 6, you would stay wherever you want. In India, if you are satisfied that many days, then you are resident in India. Not partially resident, partially non-resident, nothing like that. So, for a particular year, you can be either resident or non-resident. Not, sir, for 6 months resident, for 6 months non-resident, nothing like that. For complete year, you will be resident. Sir, only 6 months I was in India. You are straight away resident. 182 days condition is satisfied.
Section 6, first condition is that he should be resident, he should be in India for more than two or more years.
Resident. He should be resident in India for 2 years. Not stay in India. Resident in India. What is your doubt there?
To complete year.
No, Baba. Resident. That is what. Did they tell that you have to stay in India for 2 years or resident in India for 2 years? Resident in India. So for that resident condition, what do you check? 6.1. So in that last 10 years, even in 2 years, if you have satisfied 6.1 condition, you have become a resident. So did you satisfy 6.6 in the current year? Yes. Clear? Yes, madam. Sure. Fine. So please go by the words, guys. Don't get confused. Again, I will explain you once I am going through the provision. An individual. So we are talking about whom now? Individual. Either she or he, male or female, whoever it is said to be resident in India in any previous year. So for you, which is that previous year? 23, 24. If he or she, okay, if girls are there, sir, please you take she also. If he or she fulfills any one of the following two basic conditions given under section 6 subsection 1. What are those, sir? He or she is in India in the previous year for a total period of 182 days or more. Total period of. They are not telling continuous period of. Continuous period. See, sometimes they may use that term. But here, are they using it? No. Total period of 182 days. Sir, 2 months I was in India. Went back outside India. 2 months I stayed there. Again came back. So totally I stayed for 182 days, sir. Is it fine? Yes, it is fine. Okay. 182 days or more. Next. He or she is in India for a total period of 60 days or more. When? During the previous year. For you guys, previous year means 23, 24. And 365 days or more during 4 years preceding the previous year. Both has to be satisfied. Both has to be satisfied. I gave one example. Sir, in the previous year, an individual was for 70 days. Whereas last 4 years put together, he was in India only for 300 days. Did he satisfy the second condition? No, sir. He didn't satisfy. Okay. Okay. If an individual fails to fulfill both the above condition, then what is he? Non-resident. Non-resident. Okay, sir. Exception to the basic condition. So what is the basic condition, guys? Any one you should satisfy. What is that? Any one. Hey, Shashank. Any one. Should I come there and open your mouth? No. Okay. So any one has to be satisfied. But if you are covered in these 2 points, they are telling you have to satisfy the first point. You have to satisfy the first point. Means if there is an individual who is covered in A or B, they will become resident only if they satisfy first condition. That is 182 days. 182 days condition. What is it? Normally, if an individual satisfy any of the condition given under section 6.1, he would become resident. In case of the following individual, second condition is not applicable. We are not telling straight away not applicable anta. Second condition is not applicable. Means when they can become resident? Only if they satisfy first condition. What is this exception, sir? Indian citizen. Please observe the word. All the condition has to be satisfied. Okay. Who is that individual? Indian citizen. Who lives India during when? Previous year. So what is that relevant previous year for you? 23, 24. As a member, wherever you see previous year, please connect to yourself. Okay. In the law, they have not mentioned the year because every year they cannot change it. Okay. But you have to connect to your previous year. Okay. Yes. I will start again. Indian citizen who lives India during when? Previous year. For what purpose? As a member of crew of Indian ship. Means he is working in one of the Indian ship company. So he is a member there or crew there. So with the ship he is leaving India. With the ship he is leaving India. Or for the purpose of employment outside India. For the purpose of employment outside India. Sir, I am going for a trip, sir. Tour, sir. Am I covered here? No. Am I covered here? No. For any only 2 purposes given here. Either employment or you are going. There also employment only. The first part, crew as a member of Indian ship means there also you are in employment. As a part of employment, you are leaving India in an Indian ship. Okay, sir. First exception. Second exception. Second exception, there is a connection again later. Please be attentive. Indian citizen or one more extra person here. Person of Indian origin. See previous point only Indian citizen. Here one extra person is coming. Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin engaged outside India in the employment or a business or a profession or in any other vocation. Vocation means where you have a strong passion. Sir, I was a dancer, I was a musician there, like that. Okay, or sportsman. So vocation is something which you do by passion. Okay. Who comes on a visit to India. So they are coming to India for a visit during the relevant previous year. Okay, still continuation is there. And his total income other than the income from foreign sources means Indian income. Total income other than the income from foreign sources means which income? Indian income. Means income earned in India and received in India. Okay. Is up to how much? 15 lakh in the previous year. Okay, come on guys. How many conditions are there? Second point. Okay. You are an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin. Where were you? Settled abroad. Why? For employment, business or profession or any other vocation. Okay. Then you are coming to India when? During previous year. Why? To settle here? No, for a visit. For a visit means to see your parents or for some family event, whatever. But you are not coming to settle here, but for a visit. Means you have an intention to go back again. You have an intention to go back again. And your Indian income is up to how much? 15 lakh. Is up to 15 lakh. Sir, what if it is more than 15 lakh? It has a connection point. We will see it later. Clear? So if all these conditions are satisfied, are you covered in second exception? Yes, sir. In that case, you will become resident. They are giving relaxation for them because they are coming for a visit. They assume they are in India for 2 months. So can we consider them as your resident, pay tax in India? May not be. So that is why for them they are telling you are covered under exceptions. Means you will be covered as a resident only if you are in India for 182 days or more. Yeah. Normally you are coming for a visit means you may not be there for so long. Okay, but if you are long, if you are so long in India, then obviously you will be a resident. Clear? Yes. Next, sir, they have used one term, person of Indian origin. What is it? They are told. They have given a clarification. Person of Indian origin means if either the assessee, that is he himself, or any of his parents, either mother or father, or any of his grandparents, that is mother side, father side, both. Okay, the children may have, normally father will always have complaint, you guys are attached only to mother side grandparents and stuff. Okay, but sir, is here which grandparents are covered? Both side. Both side, that is mother side as well as father side. Were born in undivided India. Were born in undivided. Today it is divided. Okay, we got independence in on what day? Just recently, within 15th August 1947. So before that, there was no concept of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and all. Okay, so undivided India means before independence, guys. Okay, so that is present India, Bangladesh and Pakistan. So for simple, if I have to tell, if your parents, okay, or grandparent was born in Dhaka in the year 1940, who are you? Person of Indian origin. Dhaka is as of now in part of Bangladesh. Clear? Yes, sir. Assume your grandmother was born in Karachi. Okay, Karachi. So who are you? Person of Indian origin. Assume 1920. Yenaitappa? Huh? So who are you? Chalo. Now, who are you? Person of Indian origin. That means if you or your parents or grandparents were born in undivided India, that is before 1947, in any of this place, okay, that is India, Bangladesh or Pakistan. As on today, yes, there are three different countries, but before 1947, it was not. Yeah. Yes, sometimes they may test you like that also. You should know which place belongs to which country. But they will not give one corner city, village and all. Main cities, okay, or the capitals only, they may use it. Some geographical knowledge also is required, guys. Yeah. It may be noted that grandparents include both maternal as well as paternal. That is father side and mother side. What man? Explanation. Income from foreign sources. They have told total income other than from foreign source. So what is that? That also explanation they have given. Income from foreign sources means income which accrues or arises where? Outside India. Except means it does not include income derived from a business which is controlled from India or a profession set up in India. Means business is earning income from outside India, but it is controlled from India. Still it is an Indian income. Still it is an Indian income. Just write it here, read with section 5. I will explain this again when I go to section 5. Read with section 5. Now, sir, silence. Sir, here, what was the point, guys? Come on, second exception. Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who was settled abroad for business, profession or employment or vocation. Now coming to India when? During previous year. Why? For a visit. And his Indian income is up to how much? 15 lakh. Sir, what if it is more than 15 lakh? Same story. Again, all conditions same. But Indian income more than 15 lakhs. Indian income more than 15 lakh. That is covered in this scenario. That is covered in this scenario. So what are they telling is, listen guys. What are they trying to tell here is, this person, for him, second condition is applicable. Second condition is applicable. Sorry, second condition is applicable. Come on. But instead of 60 days, it is 120 days. Instead of 60 days, how much it is? 120 days. Please listen. I repeat once again. See, if you are covered in these two exceptions, for you, second condition is not at all applicable. Not at all applicable. You have to satisfy first condition. But here, the second condition is telling Indian income is up to 15 lakh. Sir, under second condition, but he is not following here. Why? Because his Indian income is more than 15 lakh. So is he covered here? No. For him, separate paragraph is there. Separate paragraph is there where they are telling in the same scenario, if the Indian income is more than 15 lakh, for them second condition is applicable, but instead of 60, 120. All other things remain same. Means what is the second condition for them? 120 days or more during previous year and 365 days or more during 4 years preceding the previous year. So first condition as usual 182. As usual 182. Hope it is clear for you. Okay, let me read it. However, for the purpose of clause B means here. Okay, you can just give a reference. It is in the next page, but you can just draw the arrow mark so that you guys can connect. However, for the purpose of clause B, that is only second exception, as mentioned above, in case of Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin having total income other than income from foreign sources exceeding 15 lakh. Other condition and all is same, guys. Settled outside India, for what? Employment, business, profession, vacation. Why is he coming to India? For a visit. When? During the previous year. Okay. During the previous year. When is that income? That is also important. We are not taking your full income. Only income during previous year. And how much it is? More than 15 lakh. Then second condition is applicable. But for the words 60 days, 120 days has been substituted. Okay, means second is applicable, but instead of 60, use it as 120. So will you guys scratch 60 and write 120 here? Please don't do it. Okay, because in normal situation, 60 is only applicable. Only if an individual is covered in this point, only then it is 120 days instead of 60 days in the second condition. Clear? Yes. Next, sir, done, sir? No, sir. Okay. So all these 2 points, whatever we are seeing now, was added through Finance Act 2020. Okay, this was not there in the before provisions. Now, one more story, guys. Okay, all this are based on what? How many days you were in India? How many days you were in India? So number of days of stay in India is very important for an individual to decide whether he or she is in resident in India or not. Now coming to, sir, they are considering irrespective of how many days you stayed in India, irrespective of how many days you stayed in India, if you are an Indian citizen having Indian income more than 15 lakh, having Indian income more than 15 lakh, that is income earned in India or received in India, and you are not paying tax in any foreign country, then we will adopt you. Come, we will adopt you. You are a deemed resident. You are a deemed resident. And we are not even bothered how many days you were in India. We are not even bothered about how many days you were in India. This we call it as deemed resident. So here number of days doesn't matter, guys. And this is like a last option. If you are already covered above, will I go and check deemed resident provision? No. This is only for those who are not covered above. Yeah. Yes. Please pay attention again. Notwithstanding anything contained in 6.1. So notwithstanding means what? It is overriding. Irrespective of what is given in 6.1, we are telling in 6.1 here, please follow this one. Means 6.1 gives number of days of stay and all. Na. Will it bother here? No, sir. An individual being a citizen of India, for whom it is applicable, only citizen. Sir, what about person of Indian origin? He is not covered here. He is not covered here. He is covered only in these two cases, point B and even in however. Because however is a continuation of clause B, but only difference is more than 15 lakh. More than 15 lakh. Okay. Yes, an individual being a citizen of India having a total income other than the income from foreign sources exceeding 15 lakh during the previous year shall be deemed to be what? Resident in India in that previous year, not forever, for that year. If he is not liable to pay tax in any other country or territory by reason of his what? Domicile. Domicile means the place where you have a permanent home. Permanent home. Or resident or any other criteria of similar nature. Means you are not paying tax in any other country. We are telling we will adopt you as our resident. Come. You are deemed to be resident, pay tax in India. pay tax in India. Now, explanation. For the removal of doubts, it is hereby declared that Section 61A shall not apply in case of an individual who is said to be resident in India as per what? 6.1. If you are already satisfied 6.1 any condition and if you have become resident, sir, should I check 6.1A? No, not required. This is only for those who are not covered above. At the worst case, last case, we have to check 6.1A, guys. 6.1A, deemed resident. Okay. So here, sir, will number of days of stay matters? No. Even without being in India, can you earn an income in India? Yes. So in that case, if I am not paying tax in any other country, will I be deemed to be a resident in India? Yes. Clear? Yes. So we'll understand the taxation part later. Sir, if I become resident, what incomes is taxable? If I am non-resident, what incomes are taxable? That is covered in section 5. We will see that maybe in the next class, not today. Fine, guys. So once you become resident, that rule we will cover it later. Once you become resident, what do? You will go to section 6.6 and check additional conditions. You will check additional conditions. Yes, sir. Huh? See, there, it is not defined in the law. The person, whoever is born in India, even if you are not born, still you can get, provided you satisfy certain criteria. In income tax law, they have not defined it. Okay, who is like Indian citizen, even person of Indian origin, they have just given the explanation. It is not a definition. Yes, sir.
Sir, that origin part, sir. Like, what if it's not a person of Indian origin?
Then second exception is not applicable for you. For you, both the conditions are applicable. If you are not an Indian citizen, if you are not a person of Indian origin, sir, am I covered in exception? No. That means what? For both the condition is applicable for you. Both the condition is open for.
It follows any one of the condition. I mean, if it is applicable.
Means simple, guys. Okay. If you fall only in any of these exceptions, then second condition is not applicable. Sir, what if I am a foreign citizen who is not covered in any of these conditions, exceptions? Then both the condition is open for you. Both the condition is open for you. Even if you satisfy one, you will become resident. Yeah. Yes. So please be careful. Whatever conditions are there in exception A and B, everything has to be satisfied. Even if one is not satisfied, that means you are not covered in exception. If you are not covered in exception, what it means? Both the condition is open for you. Both the condition is open for you. Yes, guys. Sir, Vignesh, no exception for pilot. No. Pilot will reach fast. Na? Okay, that is why they are not covered in exception. Sir, only they have covered the member of crew of Indian ship. That is might be your doubt. Okay. Pilots are not covered in exception, sir. Kirtana, sir, in this exception, if only first condition is satisfied, then only he or she will be considered resident. Yes. In that exception case, only if you satisfy first condition, you will become resident. Sir, what if first condition is not satisfied? Straight away non-resident. Straight away non-resident. Chalo. Now, once an individual satisfy any one condition, he will become resident. Next, we have to check ordinary or not ordinary. Sir, he is already non-resident, sir. Should we check additional? No. Chalo. Once the individual becomes the resident, we have to check whether he is or she is ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. He would become, he includes she also, he would become ordinary resident if he satisfy both of the following conditions. Both of the following condition under section 6.6. What are those, sir? He is resident in India for a period of at least 2 years. Out of 10 previous year, immediately preceding relevant previous year. What is relevant previous year for you? 23, 24. Leave that year. Go back to last 10 years and check how many years you were resident. At least 2 years you should be resident. Clear? Not 2 years of stay. How many years of residence? 2 years. So obviously for this, what we have to check? Go back to section 6.1 and check. For that respective year, you have to check whether that individual did he or she satisfied 6.1 condition in that respective year. Only then he or she will become resident in that year, na? Yes. Next, second one. He has been in India for 730 days or more during 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Okay, all 7 years put together 730 days, guys. All 7 years put together 730 days. Okay, yes, sir. Next, if an individual satisfy one or none of the condition mentioned above, what he will become? Not ordinary resident. Not resident, but not ordinary. But not ordinary. Sir, what if he satisfy both? Ordinary resident. Okay. Aishwarya. Sir, one should satisfy basic as well as additional. Yeah, in order to be ordinary resident. Okay, both has to be satisfied if you have to become a ordinary resident. Sir, is it good or bad to become ordinary resident? You will understand in section 5. Because if you become ordinary resident, global income is taxable in India. Global income is income earned anywhere in the world. Okay, and the concept and all I will explain there. Take care. So you will, I know you may have a doubt, sir, how will I pay tax here? I would have paid tax there also now. In India also should I pay? Yes. But how it works and all, everything I will take care. Harini. Sir, for first additional condition, is stay need to be for 2 years. No. That was the doubt. It was here also. Madam, it is 2 years you should be resident. 2 years you have to be resident, not stay. Did they use the word stay? No. You should be resident for at least 2 years out of last 10 years. When will you become resident in India? In the last 10 years. When you would have satisfied 6-1 condition, na? Any one condition in that year. Yeah. Yes. Double taxation will come to it. Okay. That and all is bit advanced. I will cover it when I go to the respective topic. Double taxation. Okay, let me tell. Double taxation means if same income is taxed twice, okay, in 2 different countries or twice in a year, if it is taxed, we call it as double taxation. Okay, which should not happen actually. Fine, guys. So 6-1 as well as 6-6 both we have covered. Now, sir, listen, guys. Listen. What they are telling is in these 2 cases. Just a second. In these 2 cases, no need to check additional condition. In these 2 cases, no need to check additional condition. If you have satisfied this condition and if you have become resident, you are straight away not ordinary resident. No need to check additional condition. If you are a resident as per this however paragraph or as per section 6(1)(a), then straight away you are not ordinary resident. No need to check additional condition. You would have satisfied there, but we are not even checking it. We are not even checking it. So if you have become a resident, except these 2 points, you have to check additional condition. You have to check additional condition, guys. Okay. Let me read this. Be attentive. We are not yet done with the individual. An individual is a not ordinary resident in any of the previous year when in the following 4 cases. Observe it. When an individual is a not ordinary resident. Shashank, listening? He has been a non-resident in India in 9 out of 10 previous year, preceding the previous year. Just they have reversed this, that's all. Okay, what is the first condition under 6(6)? You should be resident at least for 2 years out of 10 years. So what are they telling here? You are non-resident in 9 out of 10. So obviously you are not resident for more than 2 years. Not even for 2 years. Agree na? Yes, vice versa, that's all. Okay, they have turned it and made it reverse, that's all. Then next one. He has during the 7 years preceding that year been in India for 729 days or less. Again, second condition they have reversed. Agree na? What was the second condition under 6(6)? Come on. 730 days or more. Less than 730 means what? Not satisfied. Not satisfied means what do you become? Not ordinary resident. That is what they are given. Okay. So simple, guys. If you are not satisfied any of this condition, you are not ordinary resident. And sir, we know that because what is section 6(6) telling? You have to satisfy both. Even if you have not satisfied one, you will become what? Not ordinary resident. That only vice versa they are given. Okay, instead of eating like this, okay, like this they are given. Okay, fine. Next, C and C and D. Okay, yes. So if you have just studied this, see, even in some of the book also they would have explained the answer as per this point. But what I suggest is go as per this point, guys, because if you try to remember both, it might be confusing. Okay, so this, yes, only go through it now, but try to remember what is given in 6.6. Okay, if it is not satisfied there, you know that he is the not ordinary resident. Clear? Because if you try to remember both, what I feel is it might be confusing for you. Clear? So better this points you ignore, but just for knowledge purpose, just go through it once. But for exam purpose and all, try to remember 6.6 only. 6.6. Yeah. C and D, what I explained. What is it, sir? A citizen of India or a person of Indian origin having a total income other than the income from foreign sources exceeding 15 lakh during the previous year, who has been in India for a total period of how many days? 120 days or more, but less than 182 days. Means this person is covered where? In this however paragraph. Okay, if you have become a resident as per this however paragraph, then you are what? Straight away not ordinary resident. Then last point is section 6.1a point. Yeah. An individual being a citizen of India having a total income other than the income from foreign sources in simple Indian income exceeding 15 lakh during the previous year shall be deemed to be the resident in India in that previous year if he is not liable to tax in any other country or territory by reason of his domicile or residence or any other criteria of similar nature. Simple. Let me make it simple. Okay, again, sir, should we study this? No, indirectly, if you know the actual provision, this is answered. This is taken care or answered. Okay. So yes, as on today, you may just go through it once. But guys, if you know the actual provision, this is already taken care. Okay. Let me just repeat it once again. Listen here. If an individual has become a resident as per this paragraph or as per section 6.1a, straight away he or she is not ordinary resident. Clear? Yes, sir. For any other person, sir, should we check additional condition? Yes. Once they become resident, should we check additional condition? Yes. So you have to check additional condition. If both the additional conditions are satisfied, what is E? What is E? Ordinary resident. Sir, what if both the conditions are not satisfied? Or what if one condition is also not satisfied? Not ordinary resident. Clear? So in that case, one extra step will be there. What is it? You have to check 6.6 and then tell whether they are ordinary or not ordinary. Whereas for these two cases, straight away not ordinary. Straight away not ordinary, guys. So we will cover problems on each and everything like this because if and but so many things are there. Sir, when he will be covered here, there, everything, we will try to do it in the form of problem. First, understand the provisions, guys. Okay, some notes are there, important notes, which are like a clarification. What is it? We will see. Yeah. The fact that assessee is a resident in India in respect of 1 year does not automatically mean that he would be resident in the preceding or succeeding years as well. Consequently, the residential status of the assessee should be determined for each previous year separately. Sir, I become resident in India for previous year 23-24. Will I continue to be a resident forever? No. Every year we have to check it. Every year you have to check it. Whereas for a people who are settled in India, okay, we know that we are in India for more than 182 days. Always, sir, India, motherland. We are always here. We are always resident. Okay. Actually, this number of days calculation and all will come only for the officials who are keep on traveling. Okay. Yes. The residential status has got nothing to do with what? Citizenship, nationality and place of birth or domicile. Sir, now just because I am an Indian citizen, will I be always resident? No. Okay. Yes, exceptions are applicable for Indian citizens. But just because I am an Indian citizen, I am not always resident. I am not always resident. We should still check 6.1 conditions or 6.6 additional conditions. Same way, sir, I am an Indian national, sir. I am always resident. No. Okay. The residential status doesn't have any relations with citizenship or nationality. But only in the exceptions, they have given a connection to citizenship. Okay. Yeah. There also, they are not straight away told, if you are Indian citizen, you are covered in the exception. Anta. There are some points there which has to be considered. Clear, Pramod? Be attentive here. Then domicile. What is domicile, sir? The place where you have a permanent home. Permanent home. Sir, does it matter? No. Assume you have a house in India also, US also, UK also, wherever, Dubai also, wherever you want, you have opened a branch. Okay. In that case, am I a resident in all the country? Need not be. Then, sir, one more important thing. Can I become a resident in more than one country? Yes, you can become. Okay, now Indian income tax law is telling 182 days or more, or 60 or more, and 365 or more. Agree? Assume in USA they are also telling some law, it's something as per their law. So you are resident there also, in India also. Sir, can it be like that? Yes, there are chances. Sir, can there be a chance where an individual is not a resident in any country? Maybe. You have to plan like that. Okay. So for example, I am in India only for 59 days or less. Then I will go to some other country. There they have put the condition 100 days or more. So there I was there in that country 90 days or less than that. Okay. So I am traveling everywhere so that in none of the country I will be resident. Sir, can this happen? Yes. Some business officials plan like that also. Okay. They will try to make sure that they are not a resident in any of the country wherever they are traveling.
No tax.
Huh? No, nothing like that. No. So it's not that doesn't mean that no tax anta, but to some extent you can reduce your burden. That's all. It's not like zero tax. Yeah, taxation aspect we will understand when we go to section 5. Hence, a person can be a resident in more than one country. Then for all practical purposes, date of departure and date of arrival is taken to be in India. So even in the exam, sometimes you need to calculate number of days. So while counting number of days, please consider the day of arrival and departure to be in India, guys. Next, fourth point. Stay in India need not be continuous. This is very important. If not today, some other day you will get this doubt. Sir, that 182 or 60, 365 or 730, is it continuous? No. Everything, wherever they have given the number of days, it is not continuous, guys. Or active, nor is it essential that the stay should be at the usual place of residence, business or employment of the individual. Purpose of stay is immaterial or irrelevant in determining the residential status. Why you came to India, where are you staying, with whom you are staying, doesn't matter. You are in India now, that's all. We count that day to be in India. Okay, why you came, purpose, with whom you are staying, in which house you are staying, in which state you are staying, doesn't matter. Clear? Doesn't matter. Okay. The term stay in India includes what? Stay in territory. India includes what and all? Yesterday we saw territorial waters up to 12 nautical miles. Sir, I am in a boat house for 90 days, sir. Boat house for a 90 days. Territorial water. On that boat was there. I am standing there. Okay. Enjoying there. Stay also. Obviously, stay will be there. So in that case, am I considered to be in India? Yes. India includes territorial waters also. That is up to 12 nautical miles. Who is asking it? Yes, sir. Okay. Exclusive economic zone you are telling. Up to 200. But here what they have covered is only territorial water. Okay. For residential purpose, what they have touched here is only territorial waters. The term stay in India includes stay in territorial waters of India. So territorial waters is up to what nautical miles? 12 nautical miles into the sea from the Indian coastline or baseline. Even the stay in the ship or boat moored in the territorial waters of India would be sufficient to make the individual resident in India. Means not straight away resident, the days of count should be made. Okay, we should be making it. And if you are satisfied that, yes, you can become a resident in India. So please be careful. Here they are not covered exclusive economic zone. They have touched only up to territorial waters, which includes up to 12 nautical miles, guys. Okay, but as per the definition, India includes even exclusive economic zone, which is up to 200 nautical miles. But for checking the number of days for residential purpose, they have considered only up to 12. That is territorial waters. Territorial waters. Clear? Yes. Okay, this is all about individual. Not yet done because so many problems are there. Wait, sir. Let me just brush it up once again. This is not there in your material. This is a part of revision notes. Revision notes will be shared for you later. As of now, study from where? Regular material. Yeah, I will just explain it once again here. See, complete residential status in my regular book, it is around 7-8 pages, okay, approximately. But entire thing I have given here by one chart. Okay, this you will understand only if you understand what is there in the regular material. If not, nothing you will understand here. Okay, because this is completely a shortcut for you. Fine, guys. Now let us check only the individual part. 6.1 for individual. If any one condition is satisfied, they will become resident. What are those two conditions? Come on. 180. Second condition. 4 years preceding the previous year. The middle one. Can you repeat, madam? No, girl. Next to you. Repeat. Both the condition.
182 days or more in the previous year, or 60 days in the previous year and 365 days in the previous year.
Okay, please repeat with everyone. Okay, instead of you doing it separately, better you do it with a group. Okay. Chalo. So any one condition satisfied means what are you? Resident. Next, once you become a resident, what do? You check section 6.6 additional condition. Don't worry about HUF, which I have not yet covered. Individual. What is section 6.6 telling? Both the condition has to be satisfied. Sir, what is it? Resident in India for at least 2 years. Second, okay, preceding previous year. Second one. Preceding the previous year. Only if both the condition is satisfied, what do you become? Ordinary. If not, what? Not. Okay, sir. But if satisfied, we will go to 6.6. But in the following two cases, only first condition has to be satisfied. That is 182 days or more. When is it, sir? Indian citizen who leaves India as a member of Indian ship or for the purpose of employment outside India. Sir, your income, does it matter? No. How much is your Indian income and all? Doesn't matter. Second exception. Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin engaged in business, employment, profession outside India comes to India during when? Previous year. Why? Visit. And his total income other than foreign income means Indian income is how much? Up to 15. So in these two cases, what you should do? You should satisfy only first condition. Only then you will become resident. If not, straight away non-resident. Okay? Yes, sir. Sir, in the same case, that is second exception. You can see the connection. Second exception. Sir, what if Indian income is more than 15 lakh? Second condition is applicable. But instead of 60, it is 1. All other things remain same. All other things remain same. Then coming to deemed resident. Section 6.1a. Indian citizen having a total income other than the income from foreign sources, that is Indian income, more than how much? 15 lakh. And he shall be deemed to be resident in India if he is not paying tax in any other country. And in these two cases, which cases? This case, straight away you are not ordinary resident. Always not ordinary resident. Simple, guys. On the exam day, if you just go through this, numbers might be confusing for you. That day, if you just glance this and go, aram se you can manage. But to understand this, as I told you, you should know the complete provision. So revision material is always for revision, guys. Please don't keep it as first priority. Clear? So please study once, twice, thrice, how much ever you can from the regular study material. Clear? Then yes, revision material once in a while to revise it. Okay? Yes. And in revision material, I am targeted only what is important for you to remember. Well, students may feel confused. Okay, just if you go through that once in a while, like once in 30 days, once in 15 days, or you will recall whatever you already studied. It's like this. Especially over a long period, it will help you guys. Yeah. Now, when class is happening, please focus on regular material. Next, when some other subject is starting or some other subject is going now, so you will be focusing on that subject. But once in a while, once in like 15, 20 days or 30 days, just open this revision book and glance it. And just glance it. That's all. Okay. Yes, sir.
Sir, like, what is the point of having the baseline as 120 for the people whose income is more than 15 lakhs? Sir?
See, your income, Indian income is more than 15 lakh. No? Sorry, 15 lakh. We are telling yes, for you second condition is applicable, but 120 days because you are here only for a visit, for your family members event or to stay with your family. Just because you are for 65 days, 70 days will not straight away consider you as resident. So that is why they have doubled the limit. Okay. Whereas in other cases, they have told second condition is not at all applicable because why? Their Indian income is less than 15 lakh. So here, just because your Indian income is more than 15 lakh, we are applying second condition for you. But instead of 60, we are giving relaxation for 120 days. It is for 120 days.
Is it
Clear?
beneficial for India? Like making
Government, it is beneficial for government. Okay.
How is it?
Because they will try to collect more taxes from him. Na? Because once you become resident, as I told you, global income is taxable. Okay, this you will get a fair idea when I go and do section 5. Okay, so here we are discussing residential status. When I go to section 5, you will get an idea. Okay, if I am a resident, what is taxable? If I am a non-resident, what is taxable? There you will get an idea. Okay, so government is trying to cover maximum people under residential bracket. Try to cover the maximum people under residential bracket because they will get more and more revenue. Okay, come to the problems now. Huh? Break, so long break you had, na? Again break up. Here only means I will continue like this only. Okay, fine, chal. Okay, take a break for 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes, please be on time. Take a break, guys.